Now, do you want to invest passively in real estate syndications, but maybe you're worried about the risk or how to mitigate the risk, especially in this kind of environment? You may be concerned about picking the right market or the right property, but what's most important is the operator with whom you are investing. Okay, because so in this video, we're diving into why choosing the right operator can make or break investment. And not only that, but what makes the right operator? And maybe what questions should you ask? This and more in this video, so stay tuned. Hey, my name is Michael Blank, and I help people become financial free with real estate. So the last 18 months has been challenging for operators. And what is happening is it's really separating the good operators from the bad operators, because we're operating in an environment with high interest rates where costs are skyrocketing. And if you're not a good operator, you're not going to be able to survive. So it will really separate the good from the bad. But what kind of kills me is if you're a passive investor, you just kind of find a lot of mistakes were being made where investors were really not asking questions. And they're investing with inexperienced operators. They're investing with operators who are not actually operators. They're capital raisers for an operator. They don't even have any say at all in the asset. And so they're not really real operators at all. And then when they do invest, they don't really ask enough questions. I only know that because, you know, there's several of these deals that you hear about in the news and foreclosure. When you drill down, it turns out, well, these investors never even ask any questions. They're investing with teams that haven't been around as a partnership. It's the first deal they've done. They've never done a deal after that, right? So there's a lot of exuberance that went on in 2020 to 2022 where people were just essentially printing money and you couldn't lose money, and kind of, you know, discernment went out the window. So what this means for the investors is that, well, if you don't do this right, you can lose money. And this is bad. This is very bad. And I want to kind of help you avoid this moving forward. I'm not much better because back in the day, back in 2005, when I quit my job and I had a bunch of money from a software IPO that I was part of, I was desperate to invest passively in these deals so that I could become financially free. And there was this exuberance and this almost sense of urgency to deploy this money to get passive income. And I remember I invested like $300,000 with a developer in Northern Virginia. And I knew this guy. Like, he was part of the RIAs, he was a sponsor, he was a respected person. But as it turns out, with regards to development, this was his first development deal. He didn't even have a track record. And I didn't ask any questions. He's a good guy. I see him every couple of weeks. He's at the RIA meeting. Right. And so I've seen a lot of that happening in a lot, especially the last couple of years. And, you know, because I got burned, and maybe you got burned as well, you heard other people that kind of are losing money or dealing with capital calls right now. How do we improve that? How do we solve this problem moving forward? And here's the wrong lesson to learn. What if you were just one decision away from buying your first apartment building? Now, what I'm about to tell you is not a quick fix or get rich quick scheme, okay? It's a mentorship program designed to guide you through your first apartment building deal and beyond to 1,000 units. Because you get to work directly with one of our highly experienced mentors who have already replaced their income with apartment. They're going to walk you through the entire process from where you are right now to owning your first deal and becoming financial free. We call it a deal maker blueprint. Our average student actually gets their first deal done in under 6 months. The average deal size is $4 million. Now, the reason for this is because of our Dealmaker Blueprint, because of the mentors that you're going to get to work with, and because of the network that you're going to be connected in. Now, this isn't for everybody, but if you really want to change your life and you're willing to do the necessary work, then we'd love to work with you. Just click the link below to see if mentoring is right for you. This is very important. The wrong lesson is, ooh, real estate syndication is bad. Okay, that is not the lesson. And the reason for that is because what we experienced as an entire industry is 11 straight rate hikes to the point where it has caused massive volatility in the stock market and banks to fail, okay? Major problems in the commercial real estate and the office sector. And of course, it will affect some multifamily operators that have used variable rate mortgages, okay? So that is not the lesson. The lesson is, well, what is the lesson? And so the reason we like multifamily syndications is because they build wealth, they appreciate, they generate cash flow, okay, and also they minimize taxes. And that makes them unique. And actually, in that way, arguably much better than stock. So are they fundamentally broken? And the answer is no, they're not fundamentally broken. Demand for multifamily and affordable housing has never been stronger, but we are affected by a financial crisis. Okay, so fair enough. It is what it is. And maybe you got burned. You know someone's got burned. You're dealing with it right now. But what does that mean moving forward? And so what I'm telling you is there's going to be buying opportunity. We're already seeing that. The stress that's happening, there are poor operators who cannot deal with high interest rate environments, who can't deal with expiring rate caps. There's no capital, okay? Investors don't want to fund the capital call, and they're selling these things, okay? They're selling them below loan balances and that's going to require short sales or loan modifications. We're seeing that right now. Now, how can you take advantage of that? How can we buy an asset that's essentially 50% of the value from 18 months ago? Okay? Do you smell an opportunity here? Yes, there is an opportunity here, but maybe you're burned and you're maybe a little afraid. So the solution to this problem is to invest in true operators. What do I mean by true operators? These are people who actually operate themselves, and they operate them. For example, here's what I mean. True operators means that there are a lot of capital raisers out there who simply raise, what they do is they raise capital and they partner with the operator who actually manages the asset. So the true operator is the one who actually has a team, an operations team, an asset management team. Maybe they even have their own construction team like we do. I mean, we have our own construction team. We have in-house financial analysts and we have in-house asset managers who work with the property managers. So we consider ourselves a true operator. We actually control our operations. Also, look for teams that have track record together. And a lot of times in this joint venture environment, you kind of form a team out of convenience, and that's the first time that team has ever done business together, right? And they've never done it again. So look for teams that have done business as a team. And also look at the performance of their portfolio right now. Like literally ask them, how are you doing with that? And what you really want to see is you want to see that the occupancy is 90% and above. How are they doing with that? How are they dealing with this very difficult and challenging environment right now? And you will quickly see how the true operators are separated from the weak ones, right? How are they communicating with their investors right now, right? Because if an operator says they're doing great, they're probably lying to you. How are they doing great in an environment where costs are sky high, interest rates are sky high? They're not going to be doing great. They might not be doing badly necessarily, but they're not doing great. So how are you doing? How honest are they? And how do they communicate with their investors? Ask them all these questions. Speaking of questions, make sure you ask questions. You don't have to be a multifamily expert to invest in multifamily passively. Okay, that's not what I'm asking for. But I do want you to ask questions and then pay attention to the answers. And you're common sense. You're sophisticated people. Okay, do the answers make any sense to you? Do they even have questions that make sense? What we're finding is a lot of these operators, especially the capital raisers, don't know what the heck they're doing. And because they're not in the operations, they don't really know how to answer those questions. Okay, that's a red flag. Maybe you should talk to somebody else. Here's the thing about that. There is buying opportunity. And my counsel to you is take advantage of it. And that means talk to the operators right now, build relationships with them right now, because it goes both ways. Not only do you want to get to know the operator, but we want to get to know our investors as well. Now, we think we're the good ones, okay? We're dealing with challenges like everybody else. We think we're the good ones, and we'd love to have a conversation with you. So if you're interested in finding out more about these alternative investments, we'd love to have a call with you. Just go to nighthawkequity.com and just join our investment club, schedule a call. It's a no obligation call. We want to get to know you and maybe share some upcoming opportunities that we have with you as well. So don't sit this one out, okay? Warren Buffett invests when in high quality assets that are temporarily undervalued. That's exactly where we're in right now, right? He invests when everybody else is sitting on their thumbs because there's, quote, blood in the streets. Okay, when that happens, you got to ask yourself, where's the opportunity? You as a discerning investor should be asking the question, where's that opportunity? And in this year, it's going to be in multifamily. So make sure you align yourself to a good operator. Hopefully you find that useful and you don't sit this one out, but you actually get involved. Catch you next time.